Hey, it's Pete from PMG Auto Care. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since we brought a video to you guys, and what a car to start back with. This lovely Tanzanite blue BMW M3. First impression of the M3, it's actually pretty clean in terms of cleanliness. There's not a huge build-up of dirt in the edges and rubbers and all those little nooks and crannies. And also it seems pretty free of tar deposit stuff too. So it's either recently been deep cleaned or it's been cared for pretty well throughout the course of its life in the cleanliness terms. What is letting it down though, it might look pretty glossy in that initial walk around, but it's kind of superficial gloss. There's obviously some protection on the car, which will be boosting and aiding the finish there, but I can already see, but what tells me more is years of experience. Tanzanite, probably one of those colours that doesn't wear all that well from BMW. There's a lot of swear marks and stuff to deal with. The owner of this vehicle has just purchased it fairly recently. Well, his description was when he got the car home and actually had a good look around it after washing it a few times, he realised that the condition of it really, well, it lets the car down from what is an awesome car. So we're going to transform that with paint correction, and then really important with colours like this, which are susceptible to damage, getting some proper ceramic protection on. First thing we have to do though, out into the wash bay, we'll get the car squeaky clean, then get it under the lights and we can really see what we're dealing with. Fairly simple wash process out of the way. Now we have it dry and under the lights we can see what we're really dealing with. And well, we've quite a bit of work ahead of us, but to be honest, It's what I was expecting. The owner had made it pretty clear that the car needed a lot of TLC, and with all my years of experience, we've done countless Tanzanite cars, we know they can be challenging, and we know that they present problems. They don't wear well over time, particularly whenever they're not protected or washed in the correct manner. So we're going to have to go in really heavy with this car. And another thing we need to bear in mind, that carbon roof, there isn't as much clear coat on that as there is on the painted surfaces of the car. So we might not be able to push the correction of the roof just as far as what we will with the rest of the car. But I have no doubt we're going to get it looking amazing. This is a very special colour whenever it is sitting perfect or as close to perfect as we can get it. Now, going in heavy, we're going to be going in with some Manzurna real heavy compound, and we're going to be doing that on a microfiber pad. It's a very aggressive combination. It's going to leave imperfections of its own, which we would call micromarring in the finish, but we're not too worried about that at this stage. All we need to do is knock all those defects out. We want to fix as many things as possible on this car, and then we'll worry about sharpening up the finish and getting it looking as close to perfect as we can once we get the heavy defect removal underway. There's going to be quite a bit of time in this, but the results are going to be extremely satisfying. So let's get cracking. Heavy correction finally wrapped up. Now, I know if you're watching that and you're still going, well, I can see some defects in that finish, or it looks a little dull, or what is that? Well, a lot of what you're seeing there is micromarring, and that is from us being really aggressive with the cutting stages, knowing that we're going to be going into this refining stage. I don't want to compromise either to get the finish as close to perfect as possible, and then also to give you a deep reflective finish. You have to break it up into cycles. So this is going to be the second stage of that, and we're going to be jumping in with this Kosh Chemie Fine, the F6. I absolutely love this. There's a lot of work time with it. There's a good bit of bite to it, but we're going to pair that with a very soft, fine finishing pad, and then just spend the time really breaking it down. So there's going to be quite a bit of time in the refining process, not just as much time as what we put into the heavy cut stages. This is where it's really going to shape up. You're really going to see the flake pop jump out. You're going to get those dripping wet reflections off the car, and it's just going to tie the whole thing together and give the end result that we had in mind. Let's get cracking with that, and then we'll move on to protection once it's all done. Now that is the finish we were looking for. Tanzanite is a special colour when it looks just right. There's so much metallic in it. It shifts from being quite a dark colour to a lovely inky blue once the light hits it just right. I think it is absolutely fantastic looking. There's no point doing all this hard work and then not protecting it properly. Otherwise, well, it's just going to happen again. And it's one of those colours that even with safe washing, if you weren't to put a protective barrier on that finish, it's going to pick up wash marring and stuff again pretty easily. So it's really important with a car like that susceptible to damage to lay down ceramic protection, and well, to lay down the best ceramic protection. That ceramic protection is going to take form of G-Technique's awesome Crystal Serum Ultra, and then we're topping that with their XOV5. It is an unbeatable combination. It increases the finish. It makes it even glossier than it is now, which is hard to believe. Kind of need to see it to believe it. But more importantly, it's putting that hard finish on the paint. It becomes the protective layer, the sacrificial barrier that is going to help the car withstand day-to-day life and washing and help it keep this lovely appearance for many years to come. And very simple maintenance is all that's required to keep it that way. So we'll go get that laid down. The wheels are coming off. They've obviously been recently refurbished, and we're going to be protecting them with some C5 wheel armour. We like to top that with a little bit of EXO as well. It just gives it a bit more hydrophobic layer to it as well, so it makes cleaning them much easier. And then we're also going to be putting some hydrophobic protection on the glass, which I think is a great wet weather driving aid. So let's get all that laid on. Let's see if the camera picks up how the finish improves another step again, and then that'll be this job wrapped up. Protection all complete. The car looks amazing. So there's only one thing left to do, and that's show you guys it finished.
To know what it is. The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room, you can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church.
Doesn't that look absolutely amazing? It looks incredible sitting in the workshop. And then when you take it outside, the finish just goes to a different level. It is so glossy, but more importantly, it's got the proper protection on it. It's going to make it easy for the owner to now enjoy his new car and keep it that way. I'm really looking forward to seeing his reaction. It's quite the drastic transformation of that car, it really is, and I really enjoyed that process. So we have a few more videos coming up. Hopefully we're going to get back to our weekly uploading schedule again. If there's anything you would like to see a special video on, some how-tos maybe, we always welcome feedback. So if you haven't already, please hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps us. We'll catch you in another one. See you soon.